One thing about football that people outside the game don't always understand is that a lot of what separates players isn't just talent, it's preparation, effort, discipline, and understanding the game. Today, we're talking about the difference between football speed and track speed, the type of players every team needs, how film study separates players, the difference between confidence and arrogance in football, and the reality of getting recruited. My name is Christian Troupe. Welcome back to episode 12 of the Trust Troupey Podcast. Oh! Welcome back. Episode 12, Trust Troupey Podcast. You know what it is. Let's do a little plug-in like we do every single episode, you know what I'm saying? Listen, make sure you guys are following and subscribing to the Trust Troupey Podcast on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys are following and supporting the TikTok channel at the Trust Troupey Podcast. Make sure you guys are supporting the podcast channels itself on Spotify and Apple Podcasts at the Trust Troupey Podcast. Make sure you're supporting the main TikTok page. About to hit 100K on there. Not quite there yet. We're 4K away as of this video. As I'm recording right now, we're 4K away from 100K. We're like 300 followers away from 5K on Instagram. We're growing levels. We're growing. We're stacking up. I love absolutely everything I'm doing. I love all the support I'm getting. Keep sending that film to me. I love reacting to you guys' film. I think it's become a highlight of my TikTok page now. I'm trying to put a lot of young kids on. I'm trying to put a lot of the young kids out there that are looking for opportunity on. And I think me making those videos really is helping. I really think it's getting a lot of people exposure. Keep sending those videos, keep recording yourself, keep doing all of that stuff because I think it's so important. I think it's so important that we're in an age that kids can post their highlights and have people and have it get reach. Because if it goes viral one time, all it takes is one coach to be like, wait a minute, this guy's a ball player. Wait a minute, this guy's a ball player, right? So keep sending me that film. You guys are awesome. You guys are great. Like I said, we're growing every single week, man. We're growing every single week. But we have a great episode ahead of us today. A great episode today. I have a lot of things I want to talk about. Combine season has passed. It's pro day season. The draft is this month. It's a lot of things going on. Spring games are this month. Oh, we have a packed month for football. April is an underrated month for football because it's all of the stuff you don't see. You know what I mean? But got a lot to talk about today. The first segment I want to talk about, the first thing I want to segue into is football speed and track speed. Because, again, it's pro day season. And a lot of the time during pro day season, we get caught up in the 40-yard dash and the combine season with the 40-yard dash and how much it matters. I'm going to say this to you in the most respectful way possible. The 40-yard dash has absolutely nothing to do with the game of football. It shows how quick you can get from 0 to 100. It shows all of that. But in a real game, the 40-yard dash has no real implication because there's seldom that you're running 40 yards straight line with no breaking down or nothing, right? Change of direction is a little bit better for football, whatever. But everybody wants to see that 4.2, the 4.3, the 4.4s, obviously, because it shows that you have straight line speed. It shows that you can get from 0 to 100 real quick. You know what I'm saying? I love it. But I want to say this because, obviously, a lot of times people act like speed kills in football, which it does. It absolutely does. Being faster than everybody is going to give you a leg up. But I think a lot of the times when track guys kind of come to football and the only thing they're worried about is speed, a lot of the time they take away from everything else. I know a lot of guys in track that came over to football fast as hell in track. I'm talking 20s in the 200. I'm talking low 10s in the 100. Came over to football, couldn't catch a cold, couldn't remember a playbook because track is just so much different. And I can attest to this too. I ran track in college as well. A burner, I would say I wasn't a burner, but I'm still a fast guy. I was still a high 10 guy. I was, you know what I'm saying? I was that type of guy, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's such a different mentality. Running straight line and being able to open up in track is just so much different than being able to run straight line and open up in football. It's so different. It's so different. So different. And it's hard to explain how it's different because football, a lot of it is reacting and processing quickly, while track, you're not processing shit. So yeah, like I was saying before, that straight line speed is different, man. You gotta, obviously in track, you're not thinking about nothing. You're tunnel vision on that finish line. You're tunnel vision on form. You're tunnel vision on anything. A lot of the time it's just, hey, I'm going to use my God-given talent and ability and my technique to take me to the finish line. Because the one thing about track is you can work on it as much as you can to make sure your technique is right. Some people got it, some people don't. Some people got it, some people don't. You know what I mean? It's just, and that's the reality of it. As somebody who's ran track, I've seen people that were extremely good at track, super good at track. But I've also seen people that were okay at track, middle of the pack at track. It's like some people got it, some people don't. And the first step to being in track is being fast, you know what I'm saying? Being strong, you know what I'm saying? Like some people got it, some people don't. It's just that simple. Football is just a little bit different. So that's why you can't just, it's not a plug and play type of sport because again, you still got to learn playbooks. You still have to learn this. You still have to, now obviously, if you have a Demps, you have a Chef Demps that was an Olympic silver medalist. You put him at a running back and he's already a tank. That's an exception to the rule, obviously. That is an exception to the rule. And I want to make sure you guys understand this. There are some track athletes that were football players as well. Tyreek Hill was a track athlete. DK Metcalf was a track athlete. Godwin, track athlete. Worthy was a track athlete. Like there are athletes out there that are going to be good at football and track. But those are football guys that happen to run track. Let's get that straight. Now, the track guy that comes out to play football, there is a huge difference. A huge difference, okay? A huge difference. There's a difference between a track guy who comes to play football and a football guy who runs track in the offseason, right? But, like, football innately is just not the same. Football, quite frankly, is how fast can you react? How fast can you play while reacting and recognizing and adjusting? How fast can you do that? The faster you can do that, the better football player you'll be, right? But it's too like cliche to just be like, he's fast. Plug him in. Go have him run a fade. I've seen a lot of track athletes that can't get off the line, right? And this is not all of them, obviously. Again, DK Metcalf gonna run over a lot of people because he. But again, that is a football player that happened to run track. Nick Chubb was also a football player that happened to run track. Biggest dude out there, also running 10 lows, right? Crazy. But just understand, football speed and track speed are two totally different things. Straight line, stopping and going, you know what I'm saying? I think the best drill for football is an L drill type of thing, or a 5-10-5 is perfect, right? Perfect type of drills for football. But the 40 matter. I'm not going to say the 40 doesn't matter because obviously teams want to see that you have that straight line speed. But there's rarely in a game that you're running all full out from a 3-point stance and doing all of this. I always tell people, you can get taught how to run a 40. You can get taught how to run a 40. If you are a speedier guy, but you have no technique, 2 months in the lab by doing starts, 3-point starts, will get you better times in the 40. I've watched the slowest of receivers in game, slowest of receivers in game, go out there in the combine, 4.3, 4.4. I'm just like, where was this in the game? You can get taught how to run a 40. If you are good at opening up in stride length and getting your form correct, you're gonna run a solid 40 time. It's that simple, man. It's that simple. But at the same exact time, you have to understand something. I'm not saying the 40 doesn't matter. The 40 is it's something we look at as the end all be all, right? For example, I think the best example of this was during pro day season, right? At the combine, Jeremiah Love ran like a 4.36. That's great for a running back, right? Great for a running back. D'Angelo Pons ran a 4.31 and a couple unofficial 4.25s, right? And I seen it all over Twitter. But again, Jeremiah Love outran an angle from D'Angelo Pons, and he didn't have enough gas. You know what I'm saying? So who's the faster guy? Who fucking knows and who cares? Because none of that matters, right? But at the same time, we got to look at stuff like that, and we have to evaluate it, and we have to analyze it in a specific way. Like that's all it is. That's all it is. That is all it is, right? 40 times are neither here nor there, right? I personally think when it comes to like evaluating the player, I don't think a 40 times should hinder them if we have tape on them, right? If we have tape on them playing fast, then that straight line speed doesn't matter. Like, for example, Tez Johnson at Oregon was torching the whole country, right? He gets to the combine, he runs a 4.5, and people were like, well, he's not good anymore. I was like, we just watched him torch the whole country, by the way. Come on, man. We can't be doing shit like that, man. Now, obviously, what people want is certain positions to run certain times. They want your running backs in the 4-4-4-3 range. You want your DBs in the 4-3-4-2 range. You want your receivers in the 4-4-4-5 range, right? Just understand, a lot of this shit it's gonna be what it is, right? But all right, let's move on to the next segment. Okay. Type of players that every team needs, right? The type of player that every football team needs. And it's easier said, like it's easier just talking about this from this perspective, but there are certain type of players that every team needs. Like I'm saying, I talked about last episode, special teams matters. You need guys that are willing to play special teams. You need guys that are willing to go get dirty on kickoff. You need guys that are willing to go make a hit, willing to change field position, willing to put the team on their back to make sure that the offense or the defense has a great field position. You need those type of guys. Without special teams players, call it a fucking day. That's why I think I am a big advocate. And as much as I wasn't in college because I was playing special teams while I was starting, I hated playing special teams while I was starting, but I think having starters on special teams is the best way to do it. I think having starters on special teams is definitely, I think you need it, right? I think you need it. I think you need starters on special teams. I think you do, right? Because you're going to get the best players on the field to go make the best plays for the next set of people, right? But special teams players are the number one player that you need. You need those because I am sick and tired of the special team slander. Well, we only lost because of kickoff. You lost because of kickoff, and kickoff matters. Kickoff is on the field, right? Another type of player you need your vocal leaders, right? You need your players that are going to not only get on your ass when you mess up, but congratulate you the loudest when you are successful, but also communicating on offense and defense, usually center, linebacker, safety, quarterback. You need a vocal leaders. Every team needs vocal leaders. Whether that's somebody that's getting down somebody's neck or if it's somebody that's making sure everybody is in line. Every team needs a vocal leader. If your team right now does not have, if you can't point out who your vocal leader on your team is right now, you got some work to do. If there's nobody willing to step up and be a leader, you got some work to do. And I'm not talking about those who want to be fake leaders. There's a difference between somebody who wants to be a leader and somebody who is trying to fake lead, right? Somebody who is trying to be something that they're not, right? Leaders is somebody that everybody looks up to, that everybody can be like, oh shit, he knows what he's talking about. He is that type of player that everybody looks up to. Everybody wants to be like. Not wants to be like. That's kind of glazing. But he is that player that everybody is looking at for examples. You know what I'm saying? He is that player that everybody knows he's gonna get out there. He's gonna perform. Right? Every team needs it. I was never a vocal type of leader. I was always one of those leaders that, you know what I'm saying? If things were messing up, obviously I'm saying something, but I'm also one of those leaders that's like, I'm going to show you by my play. I'm going to show you how good I am based off of how I play, right? I'm going to go out there. I'm going to get hyped during the game. I'm going to hype you up. I'm that type of leader. I'm not a vocal leader, though. That's just not me. What's funny, my dad always used to tell me, you got to go out there and command your team and lead your team. And it was just like, I'm not that type of leader. They see where I'm on based off of that first play. They see what I'm on based off of my energy throughout the whole game. They see me, right? They see me. But every team needs a vocal leader, right? Every team needs a vocal leader. And to take it a step further, every team needs a group of seniors or juniors that are bought in. Everybody needs to be bought into the program, right? Because think about it. It's a caste system. If you have seniors that are bought in and want to win a national championship, you're going to have juniors that are bought in that want to win a national championship. And those juniors are going to have sophomores that are bought in and want to win a national championship or state championship or whatever. And then the sophomores inspire the freshmen. It's a caste system. It all starts with the seniors. It all starts with those seniors that it's their last year. It's their last opportunity. It's their last time being able to win something, right? So everybody has to be bought in. And it has to be a thing around the program, around wherever you're at. It has to be something. It has to be an emphasis. My senior year, we made an emphasis on leaving no doubt. We made an emphasis on making sure the country knew what we were on. Making sure all of D3 knew exactly what we were on, right? We got in our meeting at the beginning of the year. All the seniors met, right? All the seniors met at the beginning of the year. And the first thing we talked about was, I'm tired of losing in the first round. I'm tired of it. I want a national championship. I want to make a run this year. I want to put the whole country on notice. I want to be top 10 in the country. I want people to understand and feel and know that we are like that. And we did. Top 10 in D3. I think we peaked at number 7. We got to the third round of the playoffs, and we should have won that game. We lost on the 1 yard line. Should have won that game. Bunch of All-Americans. Number 1 defense in the country. Number 1 offense in the country. Come on, man. Come on, man. We don't. I don't do that shit. Come on. And that's because us as a group of seniors, absolutely was in there, was making sure everybody understood what we were on that year. You need that group of seniors. You need a group of seniors that's going to gel everyone together. You need a group of seniors that is so devoted to winning that they're willing to hold their own practices. They're willing to make sure everybody else is accountable. They're making sure people understand scheme and fit and everything. That's the type of leaders you need. You will never have a good football team without it. Every football team, every winning national championship, state championship winning football team had those leaders. Every team had those leaders. My freshman year of high school, my coach made an emphasis on our team is good enough to win something. He went to go take a picture. Their senior pictures were at Lucas Oil Stadium where we played the state championship every year. And coach said, we're taking a picture here because this is where we're going to end up at the end of the year. And guess where we ended up at the end of the year? State championship. We lost the game, but we ended up there because it was an emphasis around the program that this is what we came here to do. I went off on a tangent. I apologize. But this is real stuff, man. This is real stuff. Those leaders matter. Do you think IU didn't have those leaders this year that were like, we're winning a national championship? Do you think Ohio State were like, we're winning a national championship? Do you think Michigan? Do you think Georgia? Do you think Alabama? Do you think those teams were like, we're just here for a good time, not a long time? No, they came in and were like, no, we got the team good enough. Let's go win it. You got to have it. You got to have it in here. You got to have it in here first before you have it anywhere. You got to have it in here. You got to have it in the heart, man. If it's not in the heart, you ain't going to have it. Every team needs the seniors that are bought in so the rest of the program can buy in, right? So the rest of the program can buy in. But yeah, every team needs it. But even then, I think also what every team needs is the morale. I think people need those type of players that not only are going to push you, are going to make you laugh, going to make you smile, going to make you love the game of football. Because quite frankly, everything about the game of football is serious until it's not, right? I think one of the best parts of football is the camaraderie you have with your brothers, the camaraderie you have with everybody around you, the camaraderie you have with just everybody. Those are the best times in football. The best times in football are the times you have with your brothers, whether you like them or not. Those are some of the most fun times you'll have. Freestyling in the back of the bus, freestyling in the locker room, jokes and pranks in the locker room, right? Joking with coaches, joking with players, joking with everybody, you know what I'm saying? Then everybody being able to snap and lock in. It's some of the most fun times ever in football. Football shouldn't be serious all the time. It should be serious when you step between those lines, but between the whistles. But after that, it should be fun. You should love being out there, man. You should love it. And you'll take it for granted. You will. You'll take it for granted. While you're in it, you're like, practice is so long and boring, and I'm just so sick of this. The moment you get done, you're like, damn, I would kill for a 3-hour practice right now. You're going to miss it. You're going to miss it. But you need those type of players. Let's get into the next segment. Why film study separates good players from great players. And I talk about film all the time. You need to be watching film every single day. And I say this lightly because I'm not exaggerating. I think in the off season is the best time to watch film. You should be watching a game a day in the off season. If you have homework, cool. Let's take it down to some plays. But you need to be strengthening your weaknesses. You need to be strengthening what you are bad at, getting better at the certain coverages, at the certain routes, at the kick step, at the throwing motion, at, you know what I'm saying, at the moves, at the line for a D lineman, at your gap integrity as a linebacker. You need to be working on that during the offseason. And film is the only way to do that. What I used to do during the offseason, because when I get bored, is I would go watch every single game. And every play that I was a part of, I would create 3 separate categories. I'd be like, great tech. It'd be one box that'd be perfect play. It'd be one box that was like good play, but things to work on, and one box that'd be like bad play. You need to work on this more, right? It was 3 check marks. I went down every single play, and I played 40, 50, 60 snaps a game, right? And I would go play 1. Okay, technique's good, whatever, cool. That gets a perfect check, cool. Go down to the next play. I messed up here and I opened up the gate. Mistake play. Boom, got to work on that. I did that for every single game I played in high school during the summers, during the off season. I did that for every single game. It helped me tremendously every single season. Every single season it helped me tremendously because not only was I getting better at the things that I was bad at, I was also getting better at the things that I needed to work on. You know what I'm saying? Those things matter. But also, just for knowing football in general, I keep telling people, if you do not know something about football, cut on the tape and force yourself to learn it. Find a simple video of whatever is going on, right? Find a simple video of that basic coverage that you're trying to learn, of that route combination that you're trying to learn, of that blitz that you're trying to learn. Find it and then go watch it. Then go watch a bunch of different clips of it and see how it works over and over and over again. Watch how different people do it. Watch how different people explain it. Watch how different people do all of that. Like, you have to be a student of the game in order to be great at the game of football. And the best way to do that is by watching football. I made a video on TikTok literally yesterday, talking about everybody should know these certain things as a football player. As a football player, as a fan of football, you should know these certain things. I said you should know every single position on the field. I'm not saying you should know every single position's job, but you should know every single position on the field, minus special teams. I'll give you a credit for that. I said you should know basic coverages, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I said you should know basic gaps, A gap, B gap, C gap, D gap, E gap, whatever. Holes 1 through 7. Holes 2 through 8. You know what I'm saying? You should know those. You should know them in and out. And then last but not least, you should know, I guess, I said basic formations, but like sometimes the formations I get a little tricky because it's bunch, it's whatever. But you should know certain things like that, right? But at the same time, film is not only important for getting better with yourself, getting better at things. I promise you, not one player on this planet can be good without watching their opponent. About watching how their opponent does things, there is no way that football players can be good without watching film. You have to know what your opponents used to do. What I used to do is when I was guarding a receiver, I used to watch every single tendency. When he came up to the line, what was he going to run based off of how he came up to the line, based off the way he swayed his arms, based off the way he released off the line, based off of all of that. I used to be a film rat. I used to study all of that, along with getting my schoolwork done and doing all of that. Because you have to know situations. You have to know all of that. On 3rd and 2, what is he going to do? On 3rd and 2, what is their go-to play in the pass game? On 3rd and 3, what is their go-to play in the run game? On 3rd and long, what is their pass formation? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to know these things. Hey, every 3rd and long, that quarterback checks the play into a boundary smash concept. How am I going to play that? You got to know these things. Notes matter too. Taking notes on tendencies. After about a quarter, you should know damn near every tendency somebody is able to do. And maybe that's just me. I got a mind for this shit that spans beyond, and it could be a little bit of something else. I'm not going to talk about that. But you have to know certain things about the game, right? That's why film matters. That's why you have your players that are great at football, right? I mean, you have your players that are good at football. Athletes can do whatever, can do this, that, and the third, whatever. Then you have your football players that are great at football because not only are they athletes, not only are they going to do whatever it takes to win the game, but they're also going to know every single thing you ran before you ran it. Every single thing. Played with Jay Higgins in high school. What made him a great football player is he knew everything. You got to know these things. You got to know them. You got to know them. You got to know these things. If you don't, it's going to be a long, rough road for you. Film lets you play the game before it even starts. If you are skipping out on film or whatever, if you want to play on the next level, I suggest you start watching film and taking it seriously. I suggest you start watching film and taking that shit seriously. Even if you just want to be a better football fan, just to know what's going on, just start watching games. Start watching games, start taking notes on what you see, whatever. Football is a beautiful game, and you should cherish it and study it like it's beautiful, right? Cherish it and study the game of football like it's beautiful, because it's beautiful. It's so beautiful, right? But I need people to understand something. You don't If you're going to watch this film, take it seriously. Don't go in there and just watch it once and be done. No, I said earlier episode, you should be watching film a minimum of 3 times. You should watch a play a minimum of 3 times. First, watching yourself. Second, watching what the other team is doing. Third, watching how this play can be defended, right? 3 times minimum. Film. Hit that film room, fellas. Take it seriously, right? Boom. Let's move on to the next segment, okay? Something I hear a lot. I've been hearing a lot recently, right? What's the difference between confidence and arrogance in football, right? Because I think people get it mixed up because there are certain players they don't like, right? There's certain players that tend to get on their nerves and they think they're egotistical or whatever. But all in all, first things first, confidence always comes from your preparation, right? Confidence comes from how hard you feel like you worked. If you're not confident in how hard you worked, you're not working hard enough. You're not working hard enough if you're not confident in how you know what I'm saying, and how hard you worked, right? Trusting in your work, trusting in your hard work in the off season and the long nights and the long days and the long summers and the long winters, right? Trusting in that work comes first and foremost. But discipline too. You know what I'm saying? Confidence comes from the fact that I know I worked harder and nobody worked harder than me, right? That's not arrogance. That's understanding that you know how hard you worked, right? Where arrogance comes in is where people don't do any work but still think they are good, right? But let's not get something twisted here. There are some players that work extremely hard, but y'all don't like them, so they come off as arrogant to you. One of those players is Shedeur Sanders. Y'all act like he sits around and does nothing. That boy is constantly working. Y'all don't like him because of his daddy. Let's be so real here. You don't like him because of his daddy. You don't like him because of every other reason. It's simply not because he doesn't work hard. And again, a lot of y'all that are making this statement haven't worked a day in your life in football, okay? Arrogance will get exposed, right? And I'm not talking about in the NFL. Like, no. Arrogance will get exposed solely because those who don't work hard enough feel arrogant, feel their ego, allow other things to shape them, underestimating opponents, that type of thing, right? Your arrogance is what will show you how good you aren't. Your confidence will take you to the next level because nobody is a good football player without confidence. If you are out there talking about, no, I suck, I don't know how to do anything, I'm ass, then quite frankly, you ain't going to be a good football player. You have to have confidence within yourself. You have to understand, hey, I am the best I can possibly be. And confidence might dip, but again, it shouldn't hinder you from doing anything. Your arrogance will, your ego, not listening to coaches, lack of preparation, underestimating people, not working hard enough, thinking you can fly by doing half-ass effort, thinking you don't have to do what everybody else is doing because you think you're the star. That's arrogance. Confidence is working as hard as you possibly can, knowing you worked as hard as you possibly can, understanding you have to work harder, and understanding how many times and how many things you have to do in order to work harder. That's confidence. A lot of times when y'all talk about a player being cocky and confident and cocky and whatever, he's not humble. He needs to have humility and this, that, and the third. A lot of the time it's them being like, hey, no, my team's good enough. We're going to win this game. So what y'all want him to do is be like, no, we suck. We're not going to win this game. That team's better than us. Oh, no. Confidence is something that comes from your hard work and preparation. Arrogance is something that comes from your ego. Please know the difference. Right? Please know the difference. Okay? I wanted to make that a short segment because the next segment, we've been talking a lot about recruitment, right? We've been talking a lot about how to get recruited. I made a video the other day talking about only 7% of athletes, 7% of high school football players go on to play college football. And the number becomes even shorter when it comes to D1 football. Only 2.5% of the athletes go to play D1 football. 2.6 athletes go on to play D3 football, right? D3 being the highest, but you see how there's not that much of a gap, right? It is hard to get a college football offer. Nobody gets an offer for no reason. And for all of these stupid asses in the comments, I apologize for my language, for all these stupid people in the comments talk about they give out offers like candy. That's spoken like somebody who has never gotten an offer, because that's not true. Oh my God, it's not true. They don't give out offers like candy. They don't do it. If you got an offer, you earn the offer. Now, there are some people where, again, they might have earned the offer in high school and they weren't good in college. You know what I'm saying? I know a couple people that weren't that great in college, right? But at the same time, they do not give out these college football offers like they're nothing. You have to work for them. There's a reason why only 7% of these athletes get these offers. And the funny part about that is I made that video, right? I made that video encouraging kids to work harder, making sure, hey, if you think you're working hard, you're not working hard enough. You know what I'm saying? You need to work 2 times harder. And I gave the analogy. I said, I worked as hard as I possibly can, and I went to a D3 school. You're going to have to work harder than I did in order to get to D1 or D2 or whatever. You're going to have to put in 2 times the work, and I worked my ass off. You know what I'm saying? If you think you're working hard enough, you're not working hard enough. It sounds like a double entendre, doesn't it? If you think you're working hard enough, you're not working hard enough. Whatever work you think you're doing right now, you need to do 3 times more. You're not doing enough. And it was supposed to motivate players, but there were people in the comments, don't listen to him. You're going to make it if you work hard. Oh, my God. It's almost like that was what I was saying before. Just understand, a lot of the times, talent isn't just enough to get you an offer. I know players that were more talented than me that didn't get an offer. I know more players that should have gone D1 that didn't get an offer, all of that. Your grades do matter, you know what I'm saying? See, nobody's going to want you if you have a 2.0 GPA, right? Development matters. They want to see growth throughout the seasons. They want to see growth from your freshman to senior year. They want to see that. Exposure matters. Those camps do matter, but I'm saying this now. I want you guys to understand. And Hunter Reynolds said this on his TikTok page. Go follow him. He is great. Talks about football, talks about college football, all of that, right? If you're a freshman and you already got the looks and you're a freshman on varsity and you already got the looks and everything, those camps, go to those camps after freshman year. If you are on JV, your freshman, sophomore year, go to those camps after you hit varsity. Once you hit varsity is when you start looking at camps because they're going to ask for film and they're going to be like, wait, if you're playing JV, I need to see what you can do on a varsity level before I can commit to offering you, right? And then consistency. Consistency, man. Talk about this often. Getting recruited isn't just about being good. It's about being seen, being prepared, putting yourself out there, marketing, right? Not every player is going to get a D1 offer. Not every player is going to get a D2 offer. Not every player is going to get a 3-3 offer. These offers are not guaranteed. There are coaches that might look at you, they offer you, right? Nothing is guaranteed. A D3 offer ain't guaranteed just because it's D3. You got to still work for that hoe, right? It might be the easiest to get out of all of them, but getting an offer from a college program is huge. It's huge on every single level. And I want people to understand this right now. If you are being disrespectful to coaches that offer you an opportunity by not answering, by not texting back, by not at least acknowledging and letting them know, hey, coach, I thank you for the opportunity I am going elsewhere. You're disrespectful. That shit's not funny. It's not funny. You need to let every coach know where their thought process is. You need to let every coach know where your thought process is. Every coach needs to know where your thought process is, right? Stop with that BS of, I'm not going D1, so I'm just not. No. I'm telling you now, if you say you want to play college football, but then the moment you don't get any D1 looks or offers, you stop playing, you stop pursuing that, you didn't want to play college football. You didn't love the sport like that. And I'm not saying go D3 just because you love the sport. No, I'm saying like you can't say you want to play college football and put all your eggs in one basket. Not everybody's going to get that D1 offer. Not to mention the transfer portal these days, it almost encourages you if you don't get a D1 offer to go D3, D2, prove yourself. If you're that good to prove yourself and then go transfer after that. But the funniest part about this whole recruiting thing is there are high school athletes out there, right? There are high school athletes out there that have this innate feeling that, well, if he went D3, I'm better than him. Oh, shit. I'm going to tell you this now. If you think that, you're sadly mistaken. You're sadly mistaken. There are some D3 motherfuckers that'll absolutely cook your shit. Now, there are some that you will be able to beat and then whatever. But come on now. Like, listen. Having a D1 or bust mentality is always going to bite you in the ass. Because the moment you have that D1 or bust mentality is the moment you won't get a D1 offer. You should be grateful for every single offer that you get. Every single thing that comes to you, you should be grateful. Every single opportunity that comes for you, you should be grateful. Every single look, every single text message from a coach. Some people don't even get text messages back from coaches. Every single thing that you get when it comes to football, you should be grateful for. Be grateful for every opportunity. Because you never know when you're never going to get another one, right? Because you never know when you're never going to get another one, right? Every opportunity, you should be grateful. Every opportunity. Stop talking down on people that have played college, especially if you haven't got there. If you haven't got to that level and you're only in high school with no looks, no offers or anything, shut up. You're not better. You don't know better. You're not better than anybody. None of that. Work harder. Go work harder. For all my middle school people out there that decide to, well, he's only D3, so he's high school is going to be a rude awakening for you because you're going to have that mentality that nobody is this, that nobody's that. Okay, go about it. Go do it. Go do it. I would like to see it. I want to move on to the last segment, okay? And I've been seeing this a lot. I don't know if you guys are tapped into the college football sphere on Twitter, on X or whatever. I don't know if you guys are tapped in on it. There has been a weird conversation going on about athletes staying home and putting on for the city. God. Miami fans, I love y'all. Y'all are funny people. It was cool having banter with y'all all year, especially when it came to Notre Dame and everything. Y'all have to get out of that BS. The amount of Miami fans that have been talking crazy about Jeremiah Smith because he decided to go to Ohio State and play for a great wide receivers coach and a great program and win a national championship out there, that truly intrinsically believe that Jeremiah Smith is hurt by the fact that he doesn't get any love from the city, even though there are quite literally players that are trying to be like him. And it's not even me trying to glaze. Respectfully, I think that's the dumbest shit ever. There's a lot of things going on about them talking about, well, Jeremiah Smith's only mad because Malachi Tony is the heart and soul of Miami, and Jeremiah Smith went to go play for Ohio. Like he didn't put on for the city. When did it become a thing that somebody had to stay in the same city? Maybe people like to get out of their comfort zone and go to different environments. Why is that a thing? And I understand, because I take a lot of pride in the people that came from Indiana, right? For those athletes that came out of Indiana, we love Jeff Teague in Indiana. We love players like that. You know what I'm saying? Tay Johnson's going crazy at Notre Dame. Indiana guy. You know what I'm saying? We love those type of guys that stay home. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, who cares? You go to the best program for you. Some of y'all Miami fans have been real weird about this. Real weird about it, too. And the worst part about all of it is the fact that they'll try to justify it with Malachi Tony will always be a better player than this, that, and the third, or this, whatever, solely because of the fact that he stayed home for Miami. Who cares about putting on for the city? Who cares about any of that? That shit is stupid. Actually, I don't care about none of that. You go to the program where you are wanted. You go to the program where you are loved, all of that. And mind you, all of this started from JJ saying, hey, yeah, there was a school that tried to recruit me for a lot of money, but I decided to stay here for my last year, whatever. He didn't say a school name or nothing. Miami fans took it and ran with it. I think it's weird. Let's get it straight now. I think it's weird. I think it's strange. I think it's stupid that y'all think that just because staying home and getting respect from Miami, come on now. Now, you could tell it's big for them. They love their players in South Florida. They love when players are staying home and whatever. But why are we knocking somebody for that? I think it's dumb. I think it's a little bit of bitterness, especially when y'all were the ones talking about, well, he's about to transfer after that Miami-Ohio State game. Y'all were the ones saying this. Well, he's about to transfer. Well, transfer time. Like, y'all were the ones saying it. Not me. Not anybody else. Y'all were the ones talking about, yeah, JJ's definitely coming home. But then the moment he doesn't want to come home, now it's, well, he's putting on for Ohio. He means nothing in South Florida. No, he doesn't get any respect down here. Not like Malachi Tony. It's like, who cares? Oh, that is the worst. It's the worst thing to see to me. I hate it. I hate it so much solely because they're dead ass. They're so serious about it. No. Like, they're so serious about it. I hate it. I hate it so much. I don't know. I'm just thinking about it from the perspective of, I know a lot of players that want to get out of the city that they're from. I know a lot of players that are like, I need to see a different environment. I know a lot of players that are like, I'm going to the best coach for me. I know a lot of players are like, I want to develop into an NFL player, and this coach does that the best for me. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of players that do this, that, and the third. I know a lot of players that want this or whatever. Like, you go where you're wanted. You go exactly where you feel is the best fit for you. And if home isn't that, then who cares? Who cares about getting respect from the city? Because at the end of the day, y'all not saying none of this to his face. Y'all are not going up to him and being like, nobody respects you here in Miami. He gonna be like, okay. And am I supposed to care? Right? Like, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Okay? But shorter episode today. Okay? Got into a lot of different things. Probably could talk about a little bit more about things, but I wanted to keep it short today. Okay? Still trying to figure out YouTube, so bear with me there, but please go follow, go subscribe on YouTube, Troupey Whoopie. Go tap into the podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Go tap into the podcast page on the TikTok on at Trust Troupey Podcast. Go tap into my main TikTok page, about to hit 100K on there. Troupey Whoopie, and then go tap into my Instagram at ct.03, about to hit 5K on there. A lot of the clips you see from this podcast and from my TikTok go straight to Instagram. About to hit 5K on there. Looking good, looking great. Hope you guys have a great and wonderful day. This was episode 12 of the Trust Troupey Podcast. Please stay beautiful. Keep working, keep grinding, keep doing your thing. Just most of all, like I said, you ain't got to love me. You ain't got to like me. You can hate me for all I care. Just understand you can trust me every day of the week. Trust Troupey Podcast. You get it? You know what I'm saying? Hope you guys have a great day. Peace.